What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mr. CPA podcast. I am your host, Bryan Carreto, CPA, and on this podcast, we discuss personal finance, self-improvement, and all things accounting related. We got a really cool podcast lined up today. I'm super excited for this one. Today's podcast, we're actually going to respond to a question I just received, and the question comes in as follows. You're so inspiring. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I've been wanting to get out of my recent job. I work in a small accounting firm, but I really want to go into audit to learn more. Great. I also want to get my CPA license. Amazing. It can be intimidating, but the way you talk about it is amazing. That's exactly how I was when I was in college. So excited to learn, but I've been losing motivation because I feel like I'm not learning anything new in my current position as a bookkeeping and payroll specialist. Tips to market yourself to a prospective employer. All right, so let's break down this question and really kind of dissect it. And hopefully this question, the reason I'm kind of going to start answering certain questions that come on like this, because I feel like if one of you ask, a lot of you have the same questions. That's going to be awesome. That kind of killed one bird, kill two birds with one stone. One bird with one stone. Kill two birds with one stone. So, all right, let's dissect this question. So first thing she asked, I've been wanting to get out of my recent job. I work for a small accounting firm, but I really want to go into audit to learn more. Honestly, guys, I feel like this is a really kind of downfall of working for a really boutique small firm. My opinion has always been the same, and I don't think it's changed even after leaving public accounting. I think the best place you can start your career is at a larger, I'd say at least a regional firm. And this is because, and I'm going to explain why. The reason I want you guys to start your career at least at a regional firm, if not, Big Four or RSM or Grant Thornton or any of these bigger these like top 10, top 8 firms, is that the resources they have. Honestly, from my time at the firm, I can remember that any question I had on anything I wanted to learn, not only did we have someone on staff that was an expert in that particular topic, there was also a ton of resources. Also, the trainings that we would go to, yes, we would, have some fun at the training, but at the end of the day, the resources were actually really good at the firm that at least I was at. And I was at a top 6, top 4 firm. And what I learned and the resources they had and who I had access to plays a really big role, because what's a big downfall of working at a small firm is that there's sometimes at these boutique firms, there's literally like maybe 2 to 3, one partner, literally, and there's only a few managers there. So the pool of people that you have to ask questions, to collaborate with, to learn from is really small. And I'm not saying that it's not a good place to start, or I'm not saying it's not, it's detrimental to you, but the most optimal place to start your career is definitely going to be at a larger firm. I want to go. Okay. So then second thing, I also want to get my CPA license. I think it's great. I think any of you studying accounting or going into accounting, I think it is not only crucial, I think in my opinion, why even go into accounting if you don't want to get your CPA license? Your CPA license is something that gives you a certain amount of credibility in the marketplace. I'm telling you, I've actually gone through the interview process of trying to look for a controller for one of the portfolio companies I'm currently at. And even when I'm going through the hiring process, although, I don't require that you have a CPA license, if I see that, I know the person is disciplined. I know it's hard. He or she is hardworking. I know they know how to get through certain situations. I know that they at least have the mental fortitude and discipline to sit through this freaking exam because I went through it myself. And it's kind of like a certain, I don't want to say like a fraternity or brotherhood within the CPA license, community where, if someone has a CPA license, not that you treat them differently or you look at them differently, but you definitely have a certain level of respect for the caliber of, call it expertise or hard work that they come with. So getting your CPA license is a must, in my opinion, in the accounting profession. So third thing, it can be intimidated, but the way you talk about it is amazing. That's exactly how I was when I was in college. So excited to learn, but I've been losing motivation because I feel like I'm not learning anything new in my current position as a bookkeeping and payroll specialist. Kind of goes back to my first point. At a small firm, you're kind of just hindered to the clients they have, the partners you work with, the managers you work with. In your career, you will find out that the biggest thing that's going to impact your career is who you work with. Me, for example, I got really lucky that towards the end of my first year in public accounting, I kind of linked up and literally just held on to one of the managers that I really respected and that I wanted to emulate. And thankfully, it wasn't a coincidence that she also had been working with pretty much the best partner, in my opinion, at the firm at the time. So kind of went down to me that I kind of learned everything she did, and I just kind of emulated her, and I was really able to kind of hang on to her and work with her on every single project. And mind you, typically the good or great people at an accounting firm, especially a big one, are gonna be the ones that work on the bigger clients, which bigger clients come with bigger transactions, more complex items, which you're gonna learn from. Yes, when you're going through the process, it is a total pain in the butt and it kind of sucks, but those times that you go through that are difficult, you will look back at one day and they will be the most beautiful. There's times in my career where there were certain transactions, certain things that I didn't know how to handle, I didn't know how to do, but now I look back and I am so thankful that I went through all those tough times that I did, because it made me the professional I am. And going through that, it even helped me on a personal level, because it helped me get through certain things that I otherwise wouldn't know how to maneuver or get through. That's why my opinion is, I think you definitely want to start, even if at your small firm right now, I want you to try to, if there's a manager or someone that you kind of want to emulate or want to work with. I know, again, the pool may be smaller, but that being said, who you work with and who you hang on to and who you associate with is going to play a huge critical role in your career and your overall professional development. Tips to market yourself as a prospective employer. I think it's actually great that you're working at a small firm, because you can parlay that into working into a bigger firm. What happens to a lot of people that I think is really unfortunate is that they get really discouraged as soon as maybe they graduate from college and they don't end up at a big firm or a big regional firm. And they're like, oh shoot, my life is over. No. It's far from it. Okay, trust me. I worked at a big firm and we took people in a lot easier from smaller firms than we did from college. Once you're at a small firm, you at least have some type of professional experience. Maybe it's not an audit, and that's fine, but you know how to deal with clients. You know how to answer emails. You use this year that you're working at the smaller, accounting firm to get good with Excel. So you come with a certain level of skill set that the firm doesn't need to expend money to teach you, and you learn. So you essentially come way more prepared than anybody. Trust me, working at a small firm, you'll become way more prepared than anyone coming out of college. So you do have a leg up in that. So all is not lost. The fact that you're, messaging and want to figure out how to maneuver this, I definitely would leverage the experience you have already. And the tips I would give you to start marketing yourself to prospective employers, especially, it sounds like you want to go into audit, which totally makes me happy, because I think it's such a great place to start your career. Start reaching out to recruiters, not only, recruiters that do that for a living, but also if you have any friends that are at firms you maybe want to go to, or especially, like I said, you want to go for more regional big four, reach out to recruiters. Believe me guys, this is the best time to be able to work for a big firm, because they are bleeding for good young talent that wants to work hard, learn, and develop themselves. Again, it's an equal exchange, okay? Yes, they work you hard. Yes, it is tough at times, but you become an overall better professional after a few years in public accounting. And after a few years, believe me, you can do anything you want to after. If for whatever reason you maybe don't want to stay long-term or permanently at a public accounting firm, which is totally fine. I kind of did the same thing. And if you watch my previous videos, you kind of know my story of how I kind of ended up where I'm at now. But parlay and leverage the experience you have already, which is great, and start reaching out to recruiters. If you have friends, reach out to them personally and let them know, hey, I'm at a small firm right now. I want to develop my skills more. I want to grow more. Can you connect me with a recruiter? And trust me, LinkedIn is probably going to be your best friend with this also. Start reaching out and let them know, hey, are you guys looking for people right now? Which they probably are. Trust me, they always are, especially after busy season, which it's currently March right now. April, May, June, believe me when I tell you they're going to be looking for people like crazy. So start reaching out to them, utilize LinkedIn, and talk to as many people as you can. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the podcast today. It was a quick one, but I just wanted to make sure I address all these questions. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions, please make sure to shoot me a DM, send me a podcast message, send me a comment down below, and let me know if this video helped you guys. Until next time, work hard, dress well, peace.